Captain Lanier said in one of the videos recently that you all have been able to see patterns. And it sounds like patterns from your leads and possibly from the video. And he was talking about how they are confident, you all are confident, that somebody in that Hyundai Elantra, the white Hyundai Elantra, between the years of 2011 and 2013, has information that is critical to this case. That to me sounds like, saying you're confident, you're pretty certain. And it sounds like that vehicle we've heard it was in the immediate area. And we've also heard through another spokesperson that it was there. How close was this Hyundai Elantra to the house?
So we haven't exactly specified, but we do believe that it was in the immediate area of the residence around the time frame that we believe was the night of. And so we think that the occupant or occupants of that vehicle potentially saw, heard, or knows something about this case. And so that's why we put the information out. The information came through tips and leads. And so as we processed it, we think that the occupant has some information to provide to us, which is why we put it out.
I've likened the search for this Hyundai Elantra to a search for the needle in the haystack. We know you've eliminated one of those vehicles as being the Elantra found in Eugene, Oregon, that had been involved in a vehicle crash that belonged to a woman, and it was registered out of Colorado. So you've already eliminated that one. That leaves 21,999 or so to go. So what's the progress on that? What's the update on working through that list of vehicles, because that's a huge number of vehicles. And, is that a nationwide list, or what can you tell us about that?
It is a list of vehicles that potentially could be in this area. It's received through all sorts of different sources and databases. And so as we look at that list, obviously, the ones that could be close to the area might be important. And then as the ripples and as it gets a little further out, maybe those vehicles potentially would be less likely to be involved in an incident of this nature. And so, we're able to, as we go through this list, we're looking for, again, different patterns and different trends. And so as we're putting it all together, we're hoping that something will come to light and that we'll be able to use that to move forward.
We noticed, too, in one of the recent updates that about 14 FBI agents have been added to this case. Can you tell us why that number increased from last week from 46 to 60?
So really what we tried to do when we put out those numbers is give people a snapshot in time of what's occurring in this investigation. That's why we update the number of tips and the number of leads and the number of digital images and those types of things that we receive. We would like the public to understand the volume of information that we're processing and the number of people who are currently working on this case. So really, that's a snapshot in time. So as various projects come and go, those numbers will increase and decrease. And so, saying that we have additional FBI personnel assigned to this case is a little bit of a misnomer as well. We have, I think, 25 ISP, Idaho State Police detectives assigned to that. Well, those are the ones that are here and working on the case. That doesn't include the other ISP detectives and troopers throughout the entire state who are assisting in interviews and those kinds of things. So really what we're trying to do is we're just trying to show a picture to our community, letting them know the volume and just the sheer magnitude of this case.
I've covered cases in the past where it was almost like a nugget came to the investigators, something that might seem small, but it was a thread that they pulled on, and it kind of just kept, they kept pulling on it, and it led to more information. In your experience, how important is that? Because it could be just one thing or a couple of things that really open a pathway to leading to who did this.
That's 100% correct. I truly believe that there's going to be a piece, or maybe even potentially pieces of information out there that are going to connect together, almost like a puzzle. And when they do, it is truly going to open up the doorway, and we're going to have a clear direction in which to go. And I think at that time, it's going to unravel quickly, and we're going to be able to make determinations. The interesting thing is the information that we already have, the picture that we've already drawn, that will help us as we move forward to really put together what occurred. And so knowing a lot of those things and putting them together already is going to help as well. So we recognize the public would like, a quick end to this, and that's what we would like as well. But these types of cases are large and they take time. And so, we recognize that there's frustrations out there, a lack of information. But again, ultimately, this is a complex criminal investigation, and we will provide as much information as possible. And we're always wanting more information as well from the public.
Speaking of more information from the public, the family of Xana Kernodle has sent out flyers. They sent some out last month, and they've sent more out this week, basically just begging people, asking people with any information to come forward, whether it's the tip line, whether it's the digital media upload with the FBI site. So they sent out, I think, 5,000 or so of these flyers in the mail. Talk to me about how important that could be, because this happened. A lot of people left campus and left town, and you're saying you think there's somebody out there that knows something.
Yeah, we think it's very important, and we appreciate that support from the family. We want additional leads as well. Anybody that had looked at some of their past social media posts or past pictures and thinks something's out of the ordinary, something's odd, we want that information. I think we've been consistent in saying that the activity that might have been done within those pictures or those videos that people may or may not want to submit to the police, that's not what we're interested in. We're interested in the context of the crime. That way we can piece together aspects of this case, that we get a better picture.
Okay, so what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
That's right, I said it. Somebody's gotta say it.